from sunny San Diego, California. My journey began in 2017. Symptoms started then. I was pregnant with my son, and symptoms started while I was pregnant. It formally took 5 years to get diagnosed. I first got diagnosed in 2020 with LCH, but symptoms continued after treatment. And after researching and seeking more help, I was formally diagnosed with the overlap of LCH and ECD in 2022. I think I was always hopeful in um, maybe when symptoms started, and my first diagnosed in 2020, I was still hopeful that the uncertain journey will end, no more pain. But then 2020 came around, or I'm sorry, 2022 came around when I was formally diagnosed with the overlap. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it felt like this is going to be a forever journey. And my view on things changed. I had to accept it and learn how to live with it. I am currently being treated at UCSD by Dr. Goodman, Aaron Goodman. This is a tough one because normally people say, "What is that? How do you pronounce it?" But I normally like to say it's a rare form of blood disease or blood cancer. It's a histiocyte that cell that attacks your organs, and it causes it to lose function, causes it to swell, but mainly lose function, causes lesions. Like in my case, I have bone lesions. You're on this journey where if it's localized in one area, you can treat it, but not one case looks the same. That it's an uncertain journey. I think, like most rare diseases, it's hard to find specialists in your area sometimes, that you have to do so much research, that you have to connect with others, that the road may seem a little lonely sometimes, that you may have to go through many different types of treatments to see which one might be the right fit for you. But you got to hang on to hope and your source of strength. I think I'm still adapting. I know it's been 5 years, but as the moments go by, months go by, I feel there's a new symptom. There is a new side effect from treatment. So it's constantly adapting. And I think that's the exhausting part of it as well. It's uncertain, but I try to hang on to things that are tangible for me. I see my son and just living this present moment with him. So I try to hang on to things that are good, that are going to bring me joy and happiness. And that's what I have to do. I can't really hang on to or hope for something for a cure, which I eventually hope that happens. But as I move forward, I hang on to things that are tangible, and so I believe my family feels the same way. We hang on to something that is good, our love for each other, our connection for each other. I'm a single mom, so they've had to step in a lot with my son. They have been very supportive in taking care of me and taking care of him, in making sure that we're both able to sustain ourselves, and we have been. I'm very grateful that I have a very, very large family, and I'm grateful that everybody has stepped in. If it's not a cousin, it's an uncle or an aunt, and it's somebody has stepped in one form or another, from volunteering at our events, our fundraising events, to sending prayers, to sending drinks because of my diabetes insipidus. You name it. They have been very supportive in every way, any way they can. I learned that it's that you know your body, and many times physicians are used to treating a certain type of patient, or having, the journey look a certain way. But each individual person is different. And if I learned that, to bring that up every time, I'm at a doctor's office, a new doctor's office, my case has not been easy, or I continue to have side effects despite many treatments. So I learn how to constantly advocate for myself. And I know sometimes it's difficult when it comes to physicians because they're they're trained in medical, and we are learning, but almost like we are experts um, in our own disease, in our own bodies. So we have to constantly be advocating and remember that and bringing that to the table every time you meet with them. My hope and my source of hope has always been God. I am a believer. I have faith in Him, and I have seen Him sustain me and my son. My son, I'm grateful that I was blessed with him, and he is amazing, and I get to see him, and that gives me, it pulls a different strength in me I didn't have. And my family, I see their love, their unity, and they are truthfully loving and embracing, and just getting to experience that with them. I That's all I need at times, just hanging on to that. My happy place, have a lot, but it involves being with my son. Anywhere in ocean views and mountain views, but with my son, my sisters alongside me, having coffee. I love coffee, so having coffee and them by my side, that's my happy place. I've learned that I have tenacity, that I'm resilient. I've learned how to lean into my source of hope and strength, which is for me is God. I've learned how to navigate and research, and I know that I'm resourceful, and I continue to be, and continue learning that about myself, that I keep going and I'm determined. I didn't know about the Histiocytosis Association when my symptoms started, or when I began learning about the disease. But I found the association through my Instagram buddy, and now that's a great friend. She knew about it and kind of pointed me that way. And I started doing the research. And at the beginning, I thought, I needed resources. So I said, I need more. I needed financial help. So then I continued looking, but something grew in me within the time. I started to, I had this desire or this passion to want to make a difference in someone else's life and to help somebody that's going through it. And I was directed back to the association, and that's exactly what they do. They are incredibly helpful and resourceful, And everybody, the entire team, has been truthfully amazing to me and to others as well. I want to remind you to actually keep reminding yourself to advocate for yourself, that you only know your body, and you know if something's not quite right, if a treatment's not quite right. I want you to remind yourself to lean into your hope, your source of hope, and to keep drawing from there, because the journey is uncertain, and you will have to keep adapting. And I want to remind you to connect to others that are going through the same journey as you, so the journey can feel less lonely. I want to remind you that you will have hard moments, but that you are not alone, that you always have somebody that you can connect with. And we have many people who have been on this journey that are willing to help, and you can always reach out. It's so important to me because it was 5 years. It took 5 years to get diagnosed. So it's important to make sure that we connect with others, that others know that this journey is difficult and uncertain and all of that, but also so that they are aware that they're not alone, that there's research out there, that there's resources out there, that we can, while connecting with others, while raising awareness, that we can reach somebody that's newly diagnosed, that we can reach other physicians that don't know much about the disease. I have an event once a year. It's a walking event. This year will be a meditation walk, to raise awareness, to raise funds for research. But I'm really big on emotional, mental support. We have our support groups once a week, twice a week, I believe. And we also have writing series that we get to share our journey. We get to share these hard questions. We get to ask these questions to others. We get to be vulnerable, and connect with each other. All of our histio community, um, everyone, all the patients, all the Histiocytosis Association team. This is to all the care partners, all the caregivers. They're amazing. You guys are in this with us, in this journey with us. You get to, sometimes you have to put your life on hold to help us. So they are truthfully our heroes. Thank you for all the work that you do, for all the support that you give us while we're on this journey. You're on this journey with us, and you're heroes to us. You help us every single day. Thank you. If I were to isolate it to one person, my sister Karina. She's been my caregiver, my emotional support, and she knows exactly what I'm feeling without even saying a word. She is there for me every single day, every moment of the day. I work with her, so I get to see her 10 hours sometimes a day, but she's been there for me, and she's been there for my son, and she carries us physically sometimes and emotionally. So I'm very, very thankful for her. If I had to pick one, the connection to others is very important, um, because I learned so much from others. I was able to, and I still am able to, connect with them and ask questions that maybe you don't want to burden your family with. or the difficult questions, and being able to connect with somebody that knows exactly what you're going through, where you don't have to say much, where you can just be in the same room as them and they already know, oh, diabetes insipidus. I got it. Let's sit next to a bathroom.
Yeah,
Or
funny.
let's yes, or let's get, I'm drinking a gallon of water. Oh, it's time for your meds.
Oh,
So it's so important to have that connection and friendship with somebody that knows the disease. And I think I've learned that throughout the years, because I think despite of how uncertain the journey is and how much adapting we've had to do, and how much we go through in our treatments and side effects and symptoms, I think what's most important is this connection that we have with others. I am a strong believer, and I have faith in God, and that's been my hope. And I lean into that. That's been my source of strength. And where I go to, where I feel that I'm angry or any type of emotion that I feel, I just bring it and surrender it. And there's this peace and hope that fills my heart. And every time I come and surrender whatever I'm going through, whatever I'm feeling, whatever thought, and I surrender that thought, um, or feelings, I'm filled with love and hope that is not something that I'm able to explain even, because it's so pure, and it just wraps and embraces. And I think that's something that no one can give you. No human can give. So I would say to lean into your divine or higher power. I think that will get you through anything. I want to share that it's again that it's an uncertain journey, and it's full of different side effects and symptoms and research, and it's exhausting. Every moment is exhausting, but I want to remind you to be present in this present moment, to enjoy your moment, to enjoy things that are not material, like love and what brings you happiness, and really hone in on those things that make you who you are. Don't focus on the disease, even though it's hard to not to focus on it, but focus on what makes you you, what makes you happy, and choose to be happy, choose to be joyful, and choose to be present and be still in this moment.